Hey guys, that was the sound of the wind when I was out this morning at 8 o'clock. So this is a voiceover. So I don't like doing voiceovers. I don't think they're authentic, but needs must. My name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. And in this video, I've got Don Wells talking about the smell in the wall. And I've got some things from Josh Taylor from Northport Police and Steven Bertolino, and I've got a little segment for you about the water and how it flooded around the area where Brian Laundrie was found. So all of that coming up. Yep, they're different topics, but I'm going to try and explain best I can. This sunrise is beautiful, but it was truly wild out there. Anyway, we're going to start with Don Wells. I think this is still live, but overnight Ziggy had a panel and Don has appeared on the panel. So I might have more to say about this tomorrow, if Don says anything really interesting. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this clip and Don finding it very, very funny that Prayer Garden of America thinks he hid summer in the wall. For what it's worth, I believe Donald on this one. I don't think Donald is dumb enough to put a body at his workplace. Who is dumb enough for that? Oh yeah, I know who. Anyway, here's the clip. Go and watch the full stream. I'm going to go and watch the full stream after I've finished this.
Prayer Garden, do you have something to ask Dawn?
Yeah, I do.
What now?
What was that really bad smell? What was your coworker smelling in there that day? Why don't you explain that to me? To him. Tell him about it with the mud. Tell him it was the mud.
That's pretty funny.
Did that not happen, Donald?
Dude,
Did
what?
Did it not happen? Tell me, did it happen or it didn't? Truthfully, come on, tell the truth.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tripping, man.
Tell the
because
truth.
You need to tell the truth. You know, you need to tell the truth.
I've always told the truth.
No,
I've
you
always
haven't.
told the truth from day one.
You haven't. You've been lying about that. You said it didn't happen, and it did. You know it did.
Lying about?
Why would you lie?
Well, I never said it did.
Okay.
Damn, man. Whoa.
Well, hey, Dawn, thank you for coming out,
you know,
though.
Yeah, no
and thank
problem.
you for telling the truth.
Yeah, I work with drywall mud every day of my life, you know. You mix a lot of mud and, you know, the water that I use, you know, to clean up tools and stuff, that water gets kind of nasty, and drywall mud it goes rotten fast, you know.
Moving swiftly on, let's go to what Josh Taylor, the spokesperson for Northport Police, has said about them mistaking Brian Laundrie for his mother, Roberta. He said more. This is it. So Josh Taylor says that the misidentification did not have a big impact on the costs and the investigation. Other than confusion, it likely changed nothing. There is a very good possibility that Brian was already deceased. He is still needed to be found. Well, that's all well and good, but that's the benefit of what we call the hindsight bias, that it all worked out, but it was lucky for them that it worked out. What if it did change? What if it did? What if your bad policing changed everything? What if Brian went on a murderous rampage? How did you know at the time that he wasn't going to do that? So, yeah, we're all wise in the benefit of hindsight. But Taylor continued, we just wanted people to better understand why we thought we knew where Brian was in his home. It was a direct result of a lack of cooperation from the family early on in the investigation. Well, I understand that. I get that. I do get that, because they were uncooperative, but they were exercising their constitutional rights. So Steven Bertolino's right in his response to Josh Taylor, that, yeah, he could have been deceased, but it's Northport Police that lost track of him. It was their problem when someone should have been surveilling him. Someone should have done their job better. Yeah, I actually agree with this. But what I've tried to do is find a clip of Roberta actually bringing the Mustang home on Wednesday, the 15th of September. And this is from Brian Entin. Now, he's the one who, I think he's the one who gave to the police that actually the Mustang was there on the Wednesday, because they originally said it was the Thursday. On Thursday evening at 7 p.m. and then later on, the Mustang wasn't there. And you see Chris and Roberta getting out of the truck and going into the house. And it's from somewhat of a distance. So you actually see, I mean, look at this kind of in slow motion. You see Chris and Roberta. Now, does that look like a male figure to you? Even if what Josh Taylor said was accurate, that she was wearing a baseball cap, can somebody really not get someone's gender right? But then on the Wednesday, the Mustang was back. Now, this is literally a 1-second clip, and loads of people asked in the comments whether this was Wednesday AM or PM. And we don't know. I can't find a clip, an actual clip of Roberta getting out of that Mustang on that exact day and what time they brought that Mustang back. Somebody must know that information, but I don't at this current time. So if you can give me that clip, I'll be very, very, very grateful. But it has to be verified that it's that Wednesday, the 15th. Right? It can't be Roberta getting out of the Mustang at any other time. Right? It's got to be that, and it's got to be verified. Finally, I want to leave you with something. Whilst I was hunting Twitter for these clips from back when, in September, I also found this from Fox News, and this was from the 26th of September. It's about 4 minutes long, but it's really, really interesting, so I'm going to leave you with this. So I'm going to say goodbye here and let you watch the rest of this clip yourself. It's really interesting that the area, the guy is a cattle rancher, he explains this, that whole area where Brian was found was underwater. He points out where the Mustang was, and it's all underwater. So I think what the searchers, what the law enforcement have said about the issues of getting to Brian's body at that time is correct. So we can, I think, according to this cattle rancher, and just look at the water, I think we can safely say that searching that area at the time would have been very, very difficult. So there you go. All right, I'm going to leave you here and let you watch the clip yourself. I've been Michelle. I hope you're well. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully the weather will be better tomorrow so I can do a walkie-talkie video. Bye, guys.
Here at the entrance of the Myakatchee State Park. This is your main entrance in and out, vehicle-wise. This is where everybody comes, parks their bikes or their horse to ride the trails and all. And the location of Brian's vehicle was basically across from that oak tree right here on our left is where he had his vehicle parked, to our best of our knowledge. When it rains, it all comes up from Myakka City, Myakka River on down and flows this direction. And that side stays a lot wetter until we get it over here. This is what you would find in that 25,000 acres of the Carlton Reserve, except for a few high spots where the power lines are and a couple roads they have in there. And even the couple roads they have in there are massively underwet, just totally underwater. There's no surviving out here. I don't know how to say. I ride ranches. I'm out on horses all day with dogs when we're working cattle. We've got water to us in our saddlebags and all, but we're out here, out there riding for 12, 13 hours a day, starting at daylight. Time we get in at night, I don't see anybody can make it out here for 10 days, 5 days. There's no water supply. There's no fresh springs. There's no stores available, you know, unless you go 12 miles either direction. There's just no possible way. No possible way. The mosquitoes would carry you off in the first night. If you can imagine how wet this is, imagine how wet that is. Well, I've been here most of my life. I've worked these lands since I was 15 years old. I used to run a ranch in Frostproof, 20,000 acres when I was younger. And I have my own places and cattle and stuff. So I've been in the woods in and out all my life. I'm no bounty hunter, I'm no tracker, but I have helped them look for things that have been missing a few times. And they did ask me a couple questions about the area over here, because here a while back I had some cattle get out and I had to go find them, and the land was very wet like it is now, just as very wet. And when we were back there, so what we did is we ran up along the creek on the high bank where we could with our horses, and we looked for areas that were dry, because of course any animal or human is going to go look for a dry spot before they stay in a wet spot. I've seen them go in and come out on these ATVs, muddy from daylight to dark, eaten up by mosquitoes. They have been working their butts off to do everything they can to look for Brian. You know, in my understanding, they just, I mean, I see them out there, I see them come in, you know, they're wearing full gear in this heat and humidity, and, you know, I can't appreciate it enough of what they're doing for us. This terrain here is 90% underwater. There's no place habitable. I mean, you know, if he packed a backpack for a couple days, yeah, but, you know, unless he's got hide like a gator, there's no, and nobody's going to survive with the mosquitoes and the bugs and this and that. And then we have the theory of people saying, oh, the gators have eaten him or something like that. You know, again, gators out here are more afraid of you than you are of them. You walk up on a gator 90% of the time, boom, they tell it and go the other way. Anything dead you find in the woods, you're going to look up, you're going to see buzzards flying like crazy. I've been on a horse, I've been in a car, and have seen buzzards down the road, 50 to 100 of them, pull up on them, and it's nothing but a squirrel. So, you know, you have a dead body out here, yeah, that is decomposing everything, and rigor mortis set in, you are going to see buzzards on it. You are going to see buzzards on it. There's plenty of people that know a lot more than I do, but I have learned a lot in my life. And one thing I know is nobody's going to survive over there for 2 weeks on foot. My mind, I would have been talking to everybody trying to find my children. There's no way I couldn't imagine losing a child. I couldn't imagine having a child missing like this. I would go nuts. I wouldn't be out mowing my yard, I can promise you that. That's the last place you'd see me. I'd be out there right now looking for him, if that's where I thought he was.